Meanwhile, the situation in Brazil is worsening day by day due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and President Jair Bolsonaro continues to play down the threat. With over 55,000 positive cases and more than 3,000 fatalities, Brazil is the worst affected nation on the South American continent. The daily rise in the number of cases is pretty steep. On Thursday, Brazil reported more than 3,700 new cases. And if this trend were to continue, Brazil could soon become one of the COVID-19 hotspots of the world. Medical officials have also raised alarm. Experts in Rio de Janeiro and at least 4 other major cities have warned that hospital systems in Brazil are in fact on the verge of collapse. Questions are being raised about the number of tests being conducted in the country. A report by the Health Ministry earlier this month said that Brazil had the capacity to test as many as about 7,000 people per day. In comparison, India has a testing capacity of about 50,000 people per day, although these are not the number of tests that are being conducted anywhere close to that number in India. Now, experts say the actual number of cases in Brazil could, of course, be far higher than the official numbers. Scientists from the University of Sao Paulo have said that the true number of infections could be between 587 to perhaps even as high as 1.1 million. And if these numbers are anything to go by, then the death toll in Brazil could rise exponentially in the coming weeks. Treatment facilities in Brazil are limited, hospitals are already running full, and health workers say that they can barely handle the number of cases that are coming in each day. Now, the state of Rio has about 7 public hospitals equipped to treat COVID-19, and only one of them has the capacity to accommodate more patients. A 200-bed field hospital is set to open in the city of Rio de Janeiro from Saturday. Meanwhile, President Jair Bolsonaro continues to be in denial. He has dismissed all dire predictions and warnings about the spread of the virus. Bolsonaro has shown no signs of wavering from his insistence that COVID-19 is a minor disease and broad social distancing measures are not needed. Bolsonaro himself has joined rallies against the lockdown. The president, in fact, threw all caution to wind when he was seen coughing, even as he addressed a public protest rally against the lockdowns that have been imposed by the respective state governments. Without saying that Bolsonaro, of course, he was seen not to be wearing a mask at the time that he addressed the rally. Last week, Bolsonaro also sacked his health minister, Luis Henrique Mandetta. Mandetta was, of course, the lone voice in the cabinet in favor of a strict lockdown to contain the spread of the infection. And Mandetta's replacement, Nelson Take, a former advisor of Bolsonaro, is a vocal supporter of the president. And many believe that Bolsonaro is taking a similar stance as his American counterpart, Donald Trump. And the reality is sadly far worse. Bolsonaro has insisted on keeping the economy going at the cost of risking people's lives. He's also weaponized denialism of the pandemic as a political strategy to appeal to his voter base. He's even gone on to say that if the pandemic was to escalate, it would land up on his lap.